going to say, you're a brilliant postmodernist, because here you are saying, I think Central Park is a setting for, Light of the Living Dead, and then it becomes that, because that's what you're talking about.
Really, I've been quoted a lot of things, but postmodernist, that's interesting. But Attack of the Colossal Man?
Great movie, though I think the sequel to it is equally as well, but gets trashed more than it should.
Yeah, that had some great...
it was great effect with the eye missing after he fell off Boulder Dam.
That's true, and it was great with the really bad effect, the superimposing effect. When he got bigger, there was a big line around him.
But if you see Lair of the White Worm, which was made a couple years ago by Ken Russell,
I saw that.
You see the same kind of really bad, cheesy back effect.
Oh, really?
Oh,
so,
yeah.
Do you think he did it on purpose, or?
No, I think that he did the best he could
really?
with the money he had. Ken Russell doesn't usually get the funding that Spielberg gets.
I myself prefer Larry Cohn. Are you familiar with his work? It's Alive.
Oh, It's Alive. It's Alive 2. Island of the Alive. Q.
That's you're pretty. Did you see? And God Told Me To? Have you ever seen that?
Actually, I haven't seen that yet.
It's a very bizarre movie. I interviewed Tony LoBianco, who's the main character, and he had some very strange stories about the filming of that. Larry Cohn was very eccentric at that point.
I also missed the sequel to it.
But I'm trying to find a cassette of The Hideous Sun Demon. Have you ever seen that?
No. You can get it.
Really?
Oh yeah. Pick up an issue of either
Psychotronic
or actually a better one. I can't think of the name offhand. Not Film Threat. Film Facts.
Uh-huh. They have it.
There for like $10.
Hideous Sun Demon.
Yeah, the guy who starred it also directed it.
Really?
Oh yeah.
And I'm sure you've seen They Saved Hitler's Brain, 1 and 2.
I didn't see 2.
No, I'm not sure if there was a second. That was a Mexican movie or something, but...
yeah, The Mansters. Well, actually, it's a Japanese movie.
They Saved Hitler's Brain was Japanese?
No, I'm thinking of The Manster.
Manster is very poor.
Mexican films can be fun if you're in the mood for that kind of humor. Aztec mummies meet the wrestling women, that sort of thing.
That's true. The Manster. First, it was an eyeball on his shoulder, and then the head grew out, then the body split in half, and actually that scared the hell out of me when I was an impressionable youngster. But
and then they made it into the Manitou.
Yeah.
With Tony Curtis.
And of course the Tingler. I'm sure you've seen that. Vincent
great.
Price.
Sure.
Early LSD use. If you can sit through Day of the Triffids more than 2 or 3 times, you have a lot of patience and.
It's a lot of fun. The first 15 minutes of it's like classic. After that, it gets okay. The plants lift themselves up, walk. Okay, yeah. But the first, the comet shower and everybody finding out they're blind. That's really cool.
So this is Jerry Rio has met his adversary, and I'm going to try and stump him with a couple of quick questions before we both freeze to death.
I'm not that much of an expert. I just
okay. No, okay, but I'm very competitive. But what was the movie with the shrew-like creatures? It was on the 4:30 movie. Killer Shrews. Okay, and how did the people finally escape? They were trapped in a room, and the killer shrews, the shriller killer shrews.
It's hard to say.
They were very shrill killer shrews. How did they escape from? They were boxed into a small.
I don't remember.
Okay, he admits that Jerry Rio dwarfs his knowledge of. You already admit that, but you've already admitted to that. They actually they put garbage cans like that over themselves, and they ingeniously walked out.
I'd like to see a copy of the crab monsters. I haven't seen that in like.
Yeah, that's heralded as one of the most.
Yeah, and you get to see the sneakers underneath.
Can you really see that? I never.
A couple of times. But if you want to see really good sneaker action, there's a movie called. It's a great movie. It's like so pathetically bad. It's 5 guys underneath the carpet, and that's the monster.
Well, do you remember Lost in Space? I mean, by the end of the show, like a monster would be like like a big carpet on a kind of mobile unit with a carpet, a couple of eyes. They didn't even bother.
Yeah, that's exactly what this thing was. And what was even greater about it is when they processed the film, they lost the soundtrack to it. So they had somebody narrating it. Now Bill is telling Bob that so-and-so, and Bob's saying to Bill that... It's an amazing movie.
Did you see the movie with the thing? I think it's something came from outer space. Not It Came from Outer Space, because that's a better movie. But the monster was in a cave, and it looked like a Naugahyde teepee and
Oh,
had
yeah,
fringe on it.
It's usually referred to as the carrot creature.
That's right.
Yeah, that is with Louis Van Cleef in the movie and Beverly Garland.
Beverly Garland. She
Yeah.
was a big B-movie
Yeah, for a
star.
while. Now she owns hotels all over the country.
Does she really?
Oh yeah, Beverly Garland hotels. Yeah.
Really? Yeah. I bet they smell like, I don't know, old
My Three Sons.
old garter belts or
Old
something.
My Three Sons.
But she played a lot of sluts though, in a lot of. She was in a lot of film noir movies actually.
She was in a lot of teenage gangster kind of movies. But mostly she played the wife of the scientist.
Yeah. And who played the Carrot Monster? I think that was.
I don't think anybody really played the Carrot Monster. I think it was just, you know,
They just left it there.
marionette where they just had arms going.
And
It was pretty bad.
you think they used Kaufman carpeting on it, or which brand of carpet, or you know, it was a nice shag
I think it was
rug.
early AstroTurf.
Was that the one where they send out those stiff bats that bite you in the back of the neck and you become a zombie? You know, they always have, like, you know, it was all from the Body Snatchers where the police becomes bitten, you know, and they go like, they say to the police, you know, we're being invaded by monsters from another planet, and they go, don't worry about it.
Yeah, they actually did a really good spoof of that on SCTV.
Yeah.
You know, they had a piece of lettuce on
I
somebody's
I
back.
saw that, yeah. Yeah, SCTV was a lot better than Saturday Night Live now, which I
Yeah.
think is pathetic and it sucks. Here's another couple who thinks, you know, Lorne Michaels, if you're watching, get your shit together and call me up. Because, you know, no one can believe... Do you have people have editors on that show? I don't know. But,